Okay, I'm going to show you a quick little video here to help you learn how to take or get count information off of an image. So counting is obviously a really basic thing that you need to be able to do, and just a variety of sources of count information. You should be familiar with counting bacterial colonies, or maybe you want to count the number of seeds out of this pomelo, which is kind of like a grapefruit. This actually is the original grapefruit. Or maybe you have an image that you've taken a screenshot from some procedure that generates dots on a frame. Those of you in my genetics courses, this will look familiar from one of the epidemic simulators that we run. And another cell counting routinely done operation is to do cell count differentials on say, blood smears. And so this is an image of a hemocytometer using simulated blood you can get from wards. So at any rate, you have lots of options for how to go about counting these things. And clearly one of them is just, you've taken an image, so go ahead and just count them by hand. Look at them and you click. And so that has, if you're in a rush to do so, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem, of course, is that it's easy to make mistakes. The more the numbers increase in your image. And so you should look for some option for generating these counts automatically, particularly if you're doing a lot of these series of counts. And so the R package for statistics has a number of packages or plugins that people have written that help automate these kinds of things. And so one of them is EBI Image. Another is Cell Counter Shiny app. We'll come back to this in a moment. More famous software, perhaps, for working with images is the free ImageJ. They have plugins called Cell Counter, which allows you to sort of count by hand, but then recording the numbers as you're going. And then, of course, if you're dealing with a series of images, you would want to be able to automate these. And so there's some more sophisticated plugins that you can use in ImageJ. So, for example, Cell Concentration Calculator has a number of routines that allow you to do various cell counting manipulations. So just recently, maybe in the last year or so, ImageJ is now available. You can run it through your browser. I'm not entirely sure about whether these plugins can be available. I haven't explored that yet. I mentioned ImageJ is free, R is free, and of course counting by hand is free, right? And so another aspect of cell counting is to combine sort of the hand approach with an option to sort of digitize, so where you're going to extract image information from your pictures and then save that. And so R has a number of these packages ranging from the simple to the more challenging to use. And then what I'm going to show you though is this guy right here. So okay, so got my pointer. So then we're going to demonstrate how to pick or do counting kinds of data off of an image using the WebPlot Digitizer. So WebPlot, that means it's on the web, right? And so this is their home page. And so let's go ahead and go online. There we are. Okay, so we'll just go ahead in our browser type WebPlot Digitizer. And sort of, since obviously I've been doing this, it's going to show up. So I will just go ahead and just select that. And here is, wait for updates. Okay, and there we go, right? So we're going to go ahead and launch it. You could install this locally to your computer, but this is pretty convenient. This is another point about folks that do freeware. I use this routinely, so I make a small donation. It's just the polite thing to do, but certainly if you're just doing this only occasionally, or if you're a student, that isn't necessarily something you would do, but just sort of keep in mind this is free software and be nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and launch it. And there we go. So now we have the working screen. So the first thing we need to do is we need to load up an image. So we're just going to go up to File, Load Image. I'm going to choose our file. And let's just do my seed counts. Now we're not using any scale or anything, so we're just going to choose the plot type as just an image, and then you click on the align axes, but there aren't any axes to do. So if you notice in the upper, you can start seeing that it really zooms in if you want, but we are just ready to start counting. And so you see that the add point A is highlighted, and so that means that the digitizing aspect, the picking, is ready. So let's just go ahead and start counting the number of seeds. So 1, and you can see what's nice about this is that it, with just a click of the mouse, it gives you, it shows you where you're picking on the image. So let's go ahead and show you that now. So I can, since I'm just doing counts, I could just stop here, right? I'm not interested in any shape relationships. So I've got 20 is what I've done. So you can view the data and you'll see that it's giving me the coordinates, but since I hadn't set the axes, this doesn't really make any sense to us. All we were interested in was the counts, right? So we can clear that, and yes, it's going to delete it from the data set. Okay, and so I can now go ahead and count over the others. Oh wait, there's no, I'm clicking but nothing's happening. So this, you have to come over and you click the add point. All right, so good to go. Okay, so I got 22 that time. Okay, so at any rate, that's my short little demo of how to get count information off of images.